What's going on, boys? My name is Sid and welcome back to the channel, and today I've got some interesting stuff to go into. Now, I didn't have a guide out yesterday for the story because of sleep and whatnot, and my girlfriend was around, so I didn't end up doing that guide, but some other stuff came to light during that. Some stuff came up and I thought, you know what, instead of doing this guide, I'll do an informative video on something that is interesting, a special project that must have something to do with drifting in some way. Now, just before we go into this, do head down there, subscribe with notifications on. It'd be very much appreciated. I'm here doing as much as I can on the crew to Ubisoft Ivory Tower, so it'd be very much appreciated. Head down there, leave a like while you're there, whatever. You may know of the name Chris Forsberg. Now, if you don't know of the name Chris Forsberg, I'll tell you anyway, but already the name Christopher Forsberg may mean something to you, and that's because Christopher Forsberg is, my webcam isn't on, a 3-time Formula Drift champion and Formula Drift world champion race car driver from Pennsylvania. He's from Pennsylvania. He is a 3-time Formula Drift champion, and he's been doing this for quite a while, clearly. His first win was in 2005, and that was his second year competing. So, insane driver, and he's quite a big deal, I suppose. You may not recognize him, but you may recognize his vehicle, because his vehicle of choice, Mr. Chris Forsberg, is the Nissan 370Z. One that is in the Crew 2. In fact, one that, if you go on the Nissan 370, you'll see plenty of liveries for, because people know this car and they create this car a lot. And here he is in a, what is that? It looks like a Donut Media video from Larry Chen. Chris Forsberg's GTR-powered Nissan 370Z rips, which I'm sure it's a very, very powerful car. Obviously, with the NOS sponsorship, he's got an explicit backing from Nissan for everything that he's done with Formula Drift. But there's something interesting. Why am I telling you about Chris Forsberg, the world champion drift racer? One, he's apparently just a cool guy. From someone who knows him in real life, apparently he's just a really, really cool guy who drives a Nissan 370Z and is very good at drifting. Well, there's one thing here, because Chris Forsberg recently put on his, I believe, Facebook or Twitter or something, I don't know what the UI is because I'm not 70 years old, but he put on some social media out here at Ubisoft Ivory Tower, in Ubisoft Ivory Tower in Lyon, France, where they are based, working on an exciting special project with the Ubisoft team this week. How many of you guys are also gamers? What could this even be? Well, I don't even know what to say for what this could even be, because obviously we've began with Chris Forsberg, a famous drifter, and you would think, with how much we hear about Ivory Tower, you would think they wouldn't have the budget for something like this, but they've got Chris Forsberg there for, and I quote, a special project. And he says this week, which are two words that make it seem, two statements in this, that make it seem contained within a week and something cool. Now, to brainstorm on what kind of things these could be, one thing is it's possible that maybe we just get a new drift event. Maybe we get a new drift event and he's voice acting in it, which would be kind of cool. I think that would be kind of interesting if he was voice acting for a drift event, you know, as himself. I think that would be kind of cool. There's other things, like maybe they're just getting him in to trial out the drift physics, and, you know, maybe they'll use his information, because he's a drifter, to change the physics of drift, to update the physics, to see what they can do with the physics of drift when a real drifter tries them. So there's those two separate things that could be possible. Another thing that I'm kind of thinking is if he's here at Ubisoft Ivory Tower himself, if it was something else, you would think his marketing team would go there. If it was something to do with NOS or them, you'd think just his marketing team would go. But at the very least, I'd say his marketing team would have to know of this, right? And his management would have to know of this. And what would their management also have the license to? And that is the 370Z. There could be a chance we get, like Forza that has a bunch of drift vehicles, we could get the 370Z. Is it likely? Maybe not. Maybe we don't. Maybe there's not a chance we get it. But there is also a chance that we do get it. But would something like that constitute a week? Would going to Ivory Tower constitute a week? Because if they just got the car, again, that's one of those things that you'd think just his marketing team would go. His management would go and be like, hi, yes, our racer, Chris Forsberg, you know, this is his car, you know, you can use the license. You wouldn't think he'd have to go there himself. I don't know how engaged he is with his own brand. Again, I don't know much about him, of course. I had the Wikipedia page open. How would I, you know? I don't think that is a detriment to my knowledge on this whole topic. But what he's doing here is one thing that I really find interesting. Is if he's there at studio, presumably there's a chance that he's doing some promotional footage. You know when a racing game is like, oh, play Forza. And also his famous racing driver, and he's gonna drift his car around and just be like, whoa, this car is really cool, and I love Forza. Just for promoting Forza. There's a possibility they've got him in studio for a video. Perhaps it'll be for Ubisoft Forward, which comes at the end of this whole season. Perhaps it's for a new game. Because why bring in a professional drifting champion for promotional videos of The Crew 2, unless The Crew 2 is really, really still going to be going for like a year 6. But I wish I knew. I'd love to know what he's there for. I wonder how happy Ubisoft is with him posting this, because I don't think it's in the loop too much of Ubisoft people until I'm making this video on it. And what I mean by Ubisoft people is the Crew community. So I really am going to look forward to seeing what happens here. Is it just going to be him voice acting? Is it just going to be his car added to the game? Is it going to be something to do with a new event of drift? Is it going to be something to do with the handling of drift? Is it a promotional video for The Crew 2? What is Chris Forsberg, 3-time drifting champion, doing at Ubisoft Ivory Tower? And that's the question. And I hope we do find out the answer to this question at some point. But for now, we're just gonna have to speculate. So, I do hope you boys did enjoy this video. This little update on just something I found very, very interesting. This was put into the Crew 2 Discord server, which you can just search the Crew 2 Discord, head in there. If you've got any questions about what the best car or best money guide is, check the FAQ section first. Don't just comment, don't just ask questions in main chat. That's gonna call it for me. And also join my server, you know, my server's down there too. Thank you so much to popular members, a special thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to Icon member Corey Brown and Dustin for the love of life. That's gonna be about it from me in a bit.